Hi, Big Tractor Power fans. I'm out in an organic soybean field located in western Kentucky with a classic row crop cultivation team, a John Deere 4840 tractor and 845 cultivator, covering 16 rows of soybeans as they cross the field. I spent time out in this same field earlier in the year during the planting season with the John Deere 4840 tractor pulling a 40-foot wide John Deere 7200 Maximerge 16-row planter seeding in the soybeans on a 30-inch spacing. That 30-inch spacing is important because on an organic farm, they cannot use herbicides to kill off the weeds that emerge after spring planting. They have to rely on a row crop cultivator's cold steel, like this model 845, to dig out the weeds and help the plants grow to a healthy maturity and a good yield during the harvest. In this video, I'll share basic specifications on the 4840. We'll climb up in the cab of the tractor and visit with the farmer to talk about raising organic soybeans and row crop cultivation. Then we'll take a closer look at how the 845 cultivator works in digging up weeds. But first, let's head out to the field so you can see and hear this big machinery at work. Let's take a brief look at the 4840 tractor specifications. It was the top-end row crop tractor available in the Iron Horse series offered by John Deere from 1978 through 1982. It is powered by a 7.6-liter, 466 cubic inch engine rated at 180 PTO horsepower. It features a power shift transmission with 8 forward and 4 reverse speeds. From the factory, the tractor weighs in at 14,928 pounds, and when you add suitcase weights like the one we see working in the field here, it can be fully field weighted up to 20,370 pounds. When this tractor was new, in the late 1970s and early 1980s, it came with a price tag of $57,648. Now that we've looked at some of the facts about the 4840, let's climb up in the cab and visit with the farmer.
GPS is a little bit, you got a little bit of play there. I don't think plus or minus 10 inches, and that might cause you to get off. And when you get off, you're going to elevate up 16 rows. So it's easier for me to just drive it.
Sure. We've got all the rows for guidance. And we can look back here and see the cultivator at work. Set your gear in place down there and away you go?
Yes, sir. I'm using the throttle more than I am shifting any of the gears. We're just kind of idling through here now.
You can see it's important to keep the front tire right inside the row, and everything else will follow behind. Travel across the field here, we can see the foxtail and the weeds are pretty tight on the left-hand side of the rows as the tractor passes through. And also the plants look pretty thick compared to a conventional field of beans. Ricky, what is your objective out here? What do you, when you're cultivating, how does it work?
Well, if you look down the row, it looks like you got more weeds on the left-hand side when we're going this way than we do the right-hand side of the bean row. So what I'm trying to do is hang over as close as I can to the right side, so it'll throw dirt on those weeds that are still on the left-hand side of that bean. And then, of course, we talked about the population. I planted this around 200,000 just to try to make that bean grow as fast as it can. Make a little competition within itself to grow faster. So I planted a little bit thicker than most people plant.
So what is a traditional planting?
Usually around 150 to, some guys are dropping into 130s, probably 130 to 170, just depending on what kind of field conditions they have, whether it's no-till or whether they're working the ground.
So with this cultivator, you hope to eliminate as many weeds as possible, and then the 200,000 population will hopefully choke out the remaining grass.
Yeah, and I planted a little thicker too, because right now I'm trying to throw some dirt within that row, and I might cover up some plants here and there, and I'm sacrificing a few plants just to knock those weeds, that grass out that's in between the row. And you can see there's still some Johnson grass that's out there that escaped the first cultivation, and but there's just small patches of it. It's not all the way across the field, so hopefully we can take out as many of those as we can too.
We'll see it here digging through there. Now, how many cultivations will you make? This is the second one on this field?
This is the second one on this field. I'd like to get by with just doing maybe 2 or 3, but it just depends on how quick the beans get to canopy.
Let's take a closer look at the John Deere 845 row crop cultivator. This machine is set up to follow a 40-foot wide, 16-row, 30-inch space planter. The toolbar of the 845 is set up with 17 sweeps, where the planter has 16 row units. The reason for the extra sweeps that makes the toolbar just a little bit over 40 feet is to cover the guess row between the two 40-foot passes made by the planter. When the tractor and cultivator begin to head southbound, there's half a sweep that catches the space between the guess rows. When the tractor and cultivator turn around and begin to head northbound, the other half sweep will pick up that row and clean all the weeds out between the gap in the two planting passes. Let's head out to the field so you can get a better look at the 845 at work. Here we can see the broadleaf weeds and grass that are growing in the row up close to the plants. The cultivator will come through and weed these out. You can see they're actually just a little bit taller than the beans right now and competing for sun and moisture, and they're definitely well rooted in there. And we'll see the cultivator come through and dig them out. You can see our broadleaf weeds that we just looked at here in the row. As the tractor approaches, the sweeps of the cultivator will clean these weeds right out and leave just nice work soil. Here we can see where the broadleaf weeds were pulled out by the cultivator. Before they were hard to pull on. Now it's just a loose plant out here to dry up in the sun. I hope that you've enjoyed spending some time out in this organic soybean field with this 180 PTO horsepower John Deere 4840 tractor and 16-row 845 row crop cultivator. As you can see, this is a somewhat tedious job. It's not a perfect science. Not every single weed is dug up by the cultivator. A few are just a little too close to the plants or right in the middle. You are going to have to turn around on the headland and run over a few bean plants. But if it's early enough in the season, those headland beans that were run over will pop up and produce pretty well. You're also going to dig up a few soybeans on point rows where you have to drop in the cultivator to follow the pass of the planter, and it didn't all work out just perfect, but overall it's a very effective way of cleaning out the weeds and getting the best yield possible out of the field as a whole. If you've enjoyed watching this video, I hope you'll consider subscribing to Big Tractor Power YouTube, where there are over 1,000 videos of farm machines in action. If you have any questions or thoughts about the video, please leave them in the comment section below, as I try to respond to every post that is made. If you would like to get a preview of what is coming up next on Big Tractor Power YouTube, check out Big Tractor Power Instagram, where I share pictures and short video clips of what is currently being filmed in the field. As always, thank you for watching.